All right, everyone. Well, welcome tonight. You are going to hear some incredible information tonight, and we're so excited that you took some time out of your evening to be with us. Tonight is really about one thing. What if aging better isn't just about adding more years to your life, but adding more life to your years? Who's all for that? Tell me in the chat because I don't think most of us are actually afraid of getting older. What we don't want is to feel old. We don't want to wake up exhausted. We don't want to have our bodies hurting all the time. We don't want to lose our strength, our energy, our mental sharpness, or look in the mirror and feel like we've aged 10 years in a year. We want to be 30 and have the energy of a 20-year-old. We want to be 40 and feel incredible. We want to be 50 and strong. That's what I'm aiming for. We want to be 60 and traveling and hiking and playing on the ground with our grandkids. And there's so much that we're learning now about how much influence we actually have over how we feel and function. You're not just a product of your genetics. You influence your results more than you think. That's what tonight is about. So, how do we help you feel better, function better, and look better? Using approaches that are clean, that are clinically proven, and actually practical enough to use in real life. So, tonight you're going to hear from three of us. You don't just get to hear me, you get to hear from a couple of my incredible friends. You get to hear from my friend Tracy Reed. She's a mama of four, she's a fire wife, she's a former special education teacher turned entrepreneur and industry leader for 12 years. She's passionate about reminding people that they are capable of making an impact right where they are and to feel free to leave the to make an impact where they are. And then you're going to also learn from my friend Stacy, the beautiful blonde in the middle. So she's a former naval officer turned business leader for the last 13 years. She's a registered dietitian with a master's degree in nutritional science. She's passionate about health, nutrition, and helping people age with intention and feel their best. And I will tell you, I was on a call with her yesterday and I'm like, she is so wicked smart. She could teach a master class on anything that has to do with health. So, as far as me, I am a 48-year-old mama of six between the ages of 8 and 20. I have a degree in kinesiology. I also was an ICU nurse for 10 years, and I was in the fitness industry for over 20 years. I've been in the wellness space trying to help educate people more on the preventative side as far as helping them to live healthier and live better. It's my passion and absolutely what I love. So we all come at wellness from slightly different perspectives, which is part of why we love doing this together. And tonight we want to simplify this for you. We're going to talk about what's happening inside of the body as each month and year passes, what we can actually influence, and some really exciting innovations around cellular health, structural health, nutrition, protein, skin, and healthy aging. And most importantly, we want you to know, leaving, that you can do so much more to impact your health than you realize. So the truth is, you're not just imagining what's happening, and you certainly don't have to accept the way that you feel. We are living in a world where people are starting to feel worse earlier and earlier. And if you haven't noticed this, just turn on the TV and every single ad is for a medication. And so many people don't know why. Like they don't have the answers. They go in, they get their labs done, and the answer is everything looks good, everything's fine. But the reality is we have chronic stress, we have high cortisol, inflammation, poor sleep, processed foods, or food-like substances, as my husband calls them, environmental exposure, nutritional deficiencies, even though we have plenty of calories, we're sitting for hours every day. And these things are real influencers over how we feel, no matter how old you are. Most of us have had several of these things going on at the exact same time to create the perfect storm. And I think this is where we've maybe gotten wellness wrong. We tend to chase the symptoms. We're tired, so we want something for energy. Can anyone relate? Our joints hurt, so we want something for our joints. Our skin changes, so we buy like 10 more serums. We gain weight, so we start another diet or another fad. But what if instead of constantly chasing everything happening on the outside, we started asking, what is happening underneath all of it? Because you can have plenty of calories coming into your body and still not have the micronutrients and macronutrients your cells need to function optimally. You can exercise and eat pretty darn well, even organically, and still be dealing with chronic stress, inflammation, and poor recovery like I was. And over time, all of these things influence and experience the experience that we have of living in our body. So we have this thing called calendar age versus bio age, and this became incredibly personal for me. I'm 48 years old, as I said, and I have 6 kids. I know that's a lot. 48 is my calendar age. I can't change that number. And honestly, I want to hear in the chat, whatever age you are you happy to be there or do you want to go back to when you were in your 20s? I personally don't want to because I'm grateful for all of those years and I'm grateful to be where I am. But your calendar age and the age at which your body is functioning are not necessarily the same thing. When I had my biological age tested last month, after about 5 months on this product, on this system, my biological age came back as 32. And that fascinated me because suddenly aging wasn't just an arbitrary number attached to my birthday of 48 years old. So instead of focusing on your calendar age, the question should be, how old are my cells behaving? How well am I recovering? How is my cardiovascular fitness? What's happening with this inflammation? How well am I preserving muscle? How efficiently is my body actually functioning? That's the conversation I think is so much more exciting. And that's the conversation we're going to have tonight. Because the goal isn't to pretend that we're not getting older. The goal is to get older without becoming old before our time. And that's what we mean when we talk about BioAge Reset. Okay, so our focus truly at Shaklee is on the foundation. Who loves to have a strong foundation? Put it in the chat. Yes, 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 right? I like to have a strong spiritual foundation, a strong emotional foundation, a strong physical foundation. But most people start at the top, right? I want to look better. I want better skin. I want to lose this after baby body fat. I want to look more vibrant. I want to feel confident in my body. There is nothing wrong with those things. But underneath look better is feel better, okay? That's the energy, recovery, joints, mood, focus, vitality. Also, nothing wrong with those things. I want those things too, and I'm guessing you do as well. But underneath that, and what determines what the middle and the top look like is the foundation. The foundation is always going to be your nutrition and how you're nourishing your body, the protein that you eat and the quality of those macros, your gut health, your cells, because your cells literally make up every single organ in your body, the structural support, and of course, movement and mindset. So instead of starting at the top and trying to force an outcome, what we're asking is, how do we strengthen the foundation so that some of those other outcomes become a natural consequence of a healthier body? That's root health. That's why I'm 48 and I can still work out 6 days a week. I can push hard. I can run fast on my treadmill. I can lift weights. I can hike faster than a lot of my kids. And I do not plan to slow down anytime soon. It's why twice last month I was carted at a bar and I literally laughed my head off because I do not look that young. But it's a natural byproduct of doing the things at the foundational level. You're going to look, feel, and function better. I don't want 25 different products chasing 25 different symptoms. Can I get an amen in the chat? I want to know, what are the foundational moves I can make and the products I can take to function at a higher level? Because when we start improving the terrain, we're not just chasing how you look, you're supporting how you feel, function, and look. Okay? So, as a former ICU-RN with 20 years experience in the fitness industry and also being married to a double board certified physician in functional medicine and ER medicine, we take like what we recommend very, very seriously. And what made me pay attention to Shaklee was that it wasn't another supplement company that was just putting all of this great marketing out there, right? I was looking for products that were truly in a category of their own, that were certified clean, and that had more than great marketing. I wanted substance, I wanted evidence, not trendy ingredients with great marketing, but I wanted decades of science. There's been $500 million invested in research and development here, over 75 patents, hundreds of clinical studies, and products designed to create measurable changes in the body. And that's what we're going to show you tonight. We're talking about upgrading your biology from two foundational places: cellular health and structural health. They are not copycat products. The technologies, the formulations are patented. The ingredients and finished products have been studied to the nth degree. And the results aren't based simply on anecdotal testimonials, although we have lots of testimonials. There's clinical proof behind them. Because the truth is, in a crowded wellness marketplace, I don't think you or I want to just experiment with what we put into our bodies. We want to know that what we put into our bodies is going to work. We're going to start at the cellular level with a brand new revolutionary product in the longevity and biohacking space, because when your cells function better, you've gotten to the root of root health and you function better in every single way. So I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful friend Stacy, our resident registered dietitian, to dive into some of the nerdy stuff and the sciencey stuff to teach you about Vivix and a few other products.
Hi, can everybody hear me okay before I get going? Okay, great. Yay, this is so much fun for me. I love all this stuff. So, as Brooke said, my name is Stacy Bass, and I am a registered dietitian by trade. I have been in the nutrition space on and off for the last 20 years. I got my master's from the University of Hawaii in nutritional sciences and later became a dietitian because I love wellness, and I had my own wellness journey and weight loss journey when I was in my 20s. So I have really spent much of my life passionate about health and nutrition and helping people feel better and really feel their best. And so, as I've entered this new season of life, I just actually turned 50 this summer and just sent my first child off to college. I'm boohooing all week. My interest has shifted beyond just the nutrition and weight to how we age and how much influence that we actually have over that process. So, I had the opportunity to participate in something called the Landmark Longevity Study, which really opened my eyes to what can happen at any age as we consistently give our bodies the right support. And so tonight I'm excited because I get to help break down some of just all of this information and really to the science of it, and be more importantly make it really simple and practical so you can understand what BioAge Reset really is all about. So I think the best place to start is actually at the smallest level of our bodies, which is our cells, because that's where aging begins. And so when we talk about this product Vivic Plus that's on the screen, this is a cellular longevity piece of the BioAge Reset. And before your eyes glaze over and you start saying cellular NAD plus, like what is all that? I want to make this really simple. Everything we experience as we get older changes in our energy, in our endurance, recovery, how our body functions. That ultimately starts with our cells. These make up every single organ, every tissue of our bodies. And so one of the things that our cells need to function well is something called NAD plus. And I like to describe NAD plus as part of the battery system for this cell. It's the juice, like we naturally make it, but our levels decline as we age, like a lot of things. And what makes Vivix Plus so exciting is that it isn't just about NAD plus. It was designed to address all 12 hallmarks of aging. And that's basically the different cellular processes that our scientists have associated with how and why we age. So the clinical results are what really got my attention. And I've been talking a lot about it since I heard about them. But in just 2 months, the clinical results showed an 8-year improvement in cellular biological age, along with improvement in things like energy, inflammation or puffiness, DNA damage, senescent or zombie cells. These are cells that kind of forget who they are and they start creating inflammation factors in your body, and something called VO2 max. So I want to stop on VO2 max for a second. And honestly, this might be the most exciting thing about all of this for me, because this is one that people don't always understand, but it's actually not that complicated. It's essentially your body's ability to use oxygen efficiently, and it's a strong association with our cardiovascular fitness functional capacity, and athletic ability, but also longevity. It is the number one predictor of how we age. It's bigger than your BMI, it's bigger than your cholesterol, it's bigger than um, all the things. It's bigger than whether you smoke or not. It's huge. Number one predictor of how well you age and your longevity is your VO2 max. And it declines with age too. Boo hoo. So we want more VO2 max. And so for me, this is not just about, not getting older, as Brooke said, but we're all going to get older. It's about asking, how can I help my body function as I get older and actually function the best possible at any age, at whatever age I am. And so that's why I think of Vivix Plus as the cellular power player in this stack. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. I just gave you a lot of science, and I want to show you what some people are actually experiencing with the products. So on the left is actually Brooke, who you just heard from, just 10 days into her Vivix, journey. And I'm going to let her share a little bit more about this since it's her story, and I also love this. So Brooke, would you share a little bit about what this image is all about?
Well, I would love to. And this slide is totally messed up. I'm not sure why. This is so bizarre. But that
Oh
is
no.
me. And this is technology. So, we just never know what's going to happen. But I just wanted to really quickly share. So, what happened for me is I was about 10 days on Vivix Plus. And as you heard, I work out regularly. But I went from sea level, where we were all summer, to 9,000 feet elevation, which is very high. And I started exercising when I came back here up into the mountains, got on my treadmill, and was absolutely blown away because I've been fit and exercising my whole life. So for me to notice a change was a big deal. But I got on that treadmill and I was doing this crazy interval running workout where I was going up to nearly 8 miles an hour on incline at elevation. And I was not exhausted. And so if you are athletic, if you do like to work out, or even if you're just wanting to start, this is going to give your body the ability and capacity to do more. And I'm going to actually see if I can fix this slide. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I was really going to describe the next picture, but I'll tell you about it and hopefully you'll get to see it a little bit better. But the picture that's supposed to be on the right, it says she basically reported no weight loss between the two photos. The one change that she reports was adding Vivix to her routine. And she describes the biggest difference as the puffiness around her eyes, her mouth, her chin. And I think this is such a great reminder of why we talked about the science first. We aren't just interested in what changes happen in a lab test, but we ultimately care about how we feel, how we perform, and honestly, we're all pretty concerned about what we notice and how we look in the mirror. So these are individual experiences. So everybody's experience can be different, but when you start seeing real world results and stories that line up with what we're seeing in the research, that's pretty exciting. Okay, so the next slide, we talked about Vivix Plus and what we're doing inside the cell. Now we're going to pair that with something that supports the structure around those cells, and that's our collagen. And this is where the cellular reset stack comes in. I like to call these two the power duo for cellular and structural health. So Vivix Plus is really our cellular longevity piece, and it supports things like your cellular energy and cellular defenses and addressing those hallmarks of aging that I mentioned. But when we add the liquid BioCell Life Plus, and I want to point out this isn't just another collagen powder. It's actually a liquid. It combines collagen with hyaluronic acid and chondroitin, and it's designed to provide highly bioavailable building blocks that support your connective tissues. So think about your joints, your skin, your hair, your nails, all of those. And that's important because when we talk about aging well, we don't just want our cells functioning well, we want the structure of our body to stay strong and resilient too. And so I think about it this way. Vivix Plus is helping us support how our cells age from the inside, while Life Plus is helping support the structure that keeps us moving, keeps us functioning, and looking our best. And that's what's especially interesting about Life Plus is that it doesn't just provide collagen, it's BioCell Collagen Matrix that's providing collagen peptides. And so hyaluronic acid and chondroitin combined with that help to build, support, and protect your collagen. Because as we get older, not only are we producing less collagen starting from the age of 25, but the collagen that we're producing is actually weaker. So we have to protect the environment that that collagen is being made in. So this is a very different approach than simply adding a scoop of collagen to your protein, or and your protein to your coffee. So that's what I love about the BioCell Life Plus. It's really unique. All right, so I mean, if you want to see some results, you can actually see some of the people experiencing Life Plus results here. So if you take a look at the legs on the left, what I love about this example is that we're not just talking about somebody saying my skin feels a certain way, like it feels softer. You can actually see a difference in the appearance. And it's not just its texture, its smoothness over the skin. And then on the right, I think this was Amanda, her 60-day results using Liquid BioCell Life Plus, along with Trim and Smooth. And again, look at the visible changes in her skin and overall appearance. And remember what we just talked about. Collagen isn't only about our face or our hair. Collagen is structural. It's found in throughout our skin, our joints. It's all the connective tissue in your body. So Vivix Plus supports the health of the cell. Life Plus supports the structure. And that's why I love these two together. Okay, let's talk about the next slide. I want to show you a couple more examples because these really stood out to me. Look at the woman on the left. She says she'd already been using a premium skincare for 4 years in the first picture. And then look at the difference she experienced over the next 2 months after adding the Shaklee EWG verified youth regimen, which means it's super clean, non-toxic skincare. And then she included Vivix and collagen support as well. And I think that's such an important distinction. Great skincare absolutely has a place, but we're also talking tonight about supporting our skin and connective tissue from the inside out nutritionally. And that's really such a game changer. On the right, it's another long-term example using Shaklee collagen products, and that includes the Liquid BioCell. And again, I'm not going to try to tell you what to see. If you just look at it, the difference in the appearance and texture, it's pretty remarkable. And I think there's a theme that we're really sharing tonight. We're not looking for one magic cream, one magic pill. We're asking, what does the body need to function? And how do we age well from the inside out? And that's why I think the pieces make so much sense together. We're supporting ourselves with Vivix Plus. We're supporting our structural health with Life Plus. And then we put those together with the foundational nutrition and the complete BioAge Reset, which is coming, the rest of it. And we're talking about a much more comprehensive approach to healthy aging. The goal is to stop aging. The goal is that we are really intentional about how we get older. All right. So
Tracy, you want to take
I'm
it
passing.
over?
Yes, I was going to say, I'm going to pass it over to Tracy.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you all for being here. Every time I listen to these two incredible, brilliant women, I'm like, I'm not from a wellness background, and so I am just always learning, and I fall more in love with Shaklee every time I hear someone talk about it. So I'm like over here just like giggling because I just love hearing about all this. So first of all, there's a lot of noise in the wellness world, and like I said, I'm not from a wellness background, and I can remember just walking down an aisle and feeling completely overwhelmed. If you can relate to that, just comment and tell me I'm not alone in that because I know I'm not. And I just want to share a little bit of what makes Shaklee different and to share a little bit of why I've fallen in love with these products and this community. Next slide, please. So Shaklee is the only company in wellness. I'm going to repeat that. Shaklee is the only company in wellness to have short-term, mid-term, and long-term clinical proof that its products improve health outcomes. And Shaklee is the most clinically proven company in the world with 70 years of research and innovation. We have over $500 million in research and development. We're leading the field in longevity, in living age-free, and performance. We have certified Beyond Organic. We have EWG certified products, and there's no greenwashing here. It is just all research and It's amazing. Um, we have a full forever empty bottle guarantee, which really says a lot. That every time I share that with a client, they're like, "Are you serious? Like in 6 months, in a year?" I'm like, "Yeah, we stand by our products and people don't return them because they're seeing the difference in their bodies." We have a landmark study that proves that those who use Shackley live healthier longer. And we have incredible support community. As you can see, these two beautiful women that I get to work beside, it is just a place that feels like home and a place that we are all getting healthier every day. And it's just incredible. Next slide, please. So I don't know about you, but I need simple. I have 4 kids. My husband's a firefighter. Our schedule is literally different every single week, and I need simple. Raise your hand if that is you. Put a 1 in the chat if you can relate to that. But I want to just share a little bit of why this BioAge Reset set stack that we're going to talk about in a second means so much to me right now and where I am in life. So my husband's a firefighter. He's a fire captain. He does not control his sleep. His stress level can be through the roof because at times you never know. He never knows what he's going to be seeing at work. Um, and like Stacy and Brooke just shared, we can control certain things in our wellness. We can control how our body is going to function, regardless of our outside, what's going on the outside. And about 6 months ago, I started really realizing that, like, my husband and I are both almost 45, and it's important to me for both of us to age well and to be able to hike. We live on a ranch. We have all these kids. We want to do all the things. And knowing that this BioAge Reset set stack that we're going to share in a minute, he could take it to work with him. It's going to improve his VO2 max, which is huge for firefighters. This has actually become a buzz around the station because these firefighters, they need to feel better. They need to function well. And I'm just excited that we have this. It's gold standard in shifting your biological age. It's simple. It's clean, it's complete, it's proven. And I'm going to shift it to our awesome Stacy because as you heard, she explains these things great. So she's going to go through this for us.
Okay. All right. So I love when you share Tracy because she's just so easy to listen to. I feel like when I'm talking, I'm like, is anybody listening to me? But she's so easy to listen to. So, okay. So we basically talked about cellular aging with Vivix Plus. And I introduced that. And we talked about what happens when you pair that with Liquid BioCell Life Plus. But now we're going to put the whole picture together of the BioAge Reset. And so this is called the BioAge Reset Stack. And what I love about this is we're not just approaching healthy aging from one direction. Our cells need energy and protection, yes, but our bodies also need adequate protein, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, fiber, support for our gut, our connective tissues. The fundamentals still matter. And I don't want to lose sight of that because sometimes in the wellness arena, we lose sight of that. And all those things are important. So the complete system brings together 4 things. It brings together Vivix Plus, which is our cellular longevity piece. It brings together Liquid BioCell Life Plus, which is supporting collagen and our structural health. Then Life Shake, which gives us high quality, clean protein plus foundational nutrition. That plus is really important. And then the Life Essentials, and that's helping cover those daily micronutrient and foundational needs. I am skipping over my words. And I think this is why this gets really exciting because the combination is based on a daily nutrition protocol that was studied by Shackley's landmark longevity study. That's the one I said I was a part of. And when they looked at our biological age, the participants, the group that was following this regimen was found to have an average age of 11 years biologically younger than their actual than the comparison group. And so, like for example, if I'm 50, but my biological age was actually in my early 30s. And so that was really exciting for me because I was like, yay, I don't really want to be 50. At least I don't want to tell people that. I'm fine with aging, but I certainly am like, ooh, that one hit. So if you think about that for a second, 11 years is huge to be a whole decade biologically younger. And to feel like you're 40 or feel like you're 30 when you're 50, that's great. Or when you're 70, to feel like you're 55. So we can't change the number of candles that are on our birthday cake, but chronological age and biological age aren't necessarily the same thing. So it's really about we're asking, can we influence how we age? And the research tells us that our daily choices do matter. Having participated in the study myself, I would say this is particularly meaningful to me because this isn't just something that I've read about. I've actually experienced this, and it's not just something I can tell you about. So I'm obviously pretty passionate about nutrition, having been a dietitian and all the things that I do. But specifically, I think protein needs a little highlight. So we're going to talk about Life Shake. All right. So I like the description on this slide: premium fuel for your engine. So we can talk all day long about longevity supplements, but if we're not giving our body the basic nutrition that it needs every single day, then we're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. And I think one of the biggest things I talk about, especially as we get older, is protein. Maintaining muscle is why it's so important, because as we age, we get age related muscle loss. And so protein is so important, not just for how our body looks, but for strength, for mobility, for metabolic health, and our ability to stay independent later in life. Did you know that your hormones are tied to protein intake too? So if you're not getting enough protein, it's affecting your hormones, ladies. So super, super important. So Life Shake gives you 20 grams of complete plant protein. Or it can be soy too. I like the plant personally, but that includes leucine, which is an amino acid that is particularly important for stimulating muscle protein synthesis. But I love, even more than that, you're also getting 6 grams of fiber, which a lot of people aren't getting enough of in their diet, plus 24 vitamins and minerals. So this functions much more like a nutritionally complete shake than simply adding a scoop of protein powder to your water every morning. And I think that's what makes this whole this makes this all doable, right? It doesn't have to mean completely changing over your life overnight. You can have this shake, for example, and you get the protein, the minerals, you get the fiber. And so what I love is that we have all of this great longevity science, but we also still need the basic nutrition. So, and then here's another reality. Even when we're trying to eat well, most of us don't eat a perfectly balanced diet every single day. And that's where the Life Essentials comes in. And I'm going to be super honest, and you're probably going to go, but 20 years ago, I was a purist and I felt like nobody needed supplements. I thought you can get it all from your diet. But here's the reality: we live in a food environment that's broken, really broken. So even if you are trying to eat perfectly, you're not getting everything that you need. And that is the sad truth. I wish it were different. I hope it changes someday. And I certainly feel like an advocate for that. But in the meantime, I want to make sure that I'm filling the gaps. So this may be one of my favorite parts of the entire system because it's about covering the nutritional basis. And it's so easy to do that consistently, super easy. Life Essentials gives you 5 foundational supplements in one daily packet, which makes it super simple. You've got a methylated multivitamin, so which is great because people that need methylation, they've got it, and it's like 46% of the population. And you've got omega 3s, which 80 to 90% of the population is deficient in. So 80 to 90%. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that I'm part of that 80 to 90% and take my omega-3. So this is the healthy fats, and we just simply don't get enough from food. You've got 3 forms of magnesium, a probiotic for gut health, and then MindWorks, which provides support for your brain health and cognitive function. So I could talk about all of these, each of them, for an hour each, but that's not really the point of tonight. So the point is consistency and comprehensiveness. And so instead of having 10 different bottles sitting on your counter and wondering what you're missing or forgetting, your foundational nutrition is pretty simple in a packet of 5 things. And combined with the Life Shake with the 24 vitamins, minerals, and the 6 grams of fiber, you're really getting what you need. So we're not trying to chase one symptom of getting older here. We're giving our body the foundational nutrition and protein, supporting structural health, and we're going all the way down to supporting our cellular health and longevity. And the part I love most is that it's simple for anyone to do. It's super simple. I mean, I literally think it's a 5-minute routine, is what I calculated for myself every day. It's 5 minutes to do all these things. And ultimately, the best longevity routine, and this is important, it's not the most complicated one. It's the one that you're going to consistently do every day. If there's one thing I learned as a dietitian, first and foremost, was when I was trained, was how do I help people to do things that they're actually going to do every day, that they're committed to that behavior. And so this is a behavior that anybody can do. All right, I'm done. Brooke, I think I'm sending it back to you.
Back to me, actually. I'm gonna.
Oh, Tracy, sorry.
Well, I'm gonna share just a quick little story, and then I'm gonna share one of my favorite bundles, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Brooke's going to wrap it up. So we're almost done. But I had the opportunity to sit around a table with legends in Shackley, and it's something that, a conversation that changes your life. I had one of those. And so when you feel better, you function better, you look better, you show up better to life, you can make a bigger impact, all the things. So, I had the opportunity to sit around a table with legends in Shackley who have been using Shackley for over 50 years. And as I looked around the table and looked at these beautiful souls, I had a glimpse into the future and it made me so excited and it gave me so much hope. I'm going to share one quick story from a woman named Joanne. And as I sat and talked to her, she was 84 years old. She's been with Shackley for 55 years. She rides her horse every single day. And that is like my heartbeat. I am a horse girl. I live on a ranch. And when she told me that, I was just like captivated, my ears open, my eyes open, and I'm like, okay, tell me all your secrets. And it was what we just talked about. Simplicity, consistent, being consistent in what you're doing, making sure you're fueling your body with things that are actually doing what they say they're going to do. Another gentleman said a word, something that I'll never forget. He said, this is cheap health insurance. Like when you take care of your body, it's health insurance for your life, right? Joanne shared that she has all her original parts. She said, I have all my original parts in her body. No knee surgeries, no hip surgeries. She's on zero medications. Now, that one was another one that really just opened my eyes because I don't know about you, but grandparents, parents, they travel with a bag full of medications. And it was just this reminder that that does not have to be our story. That does not have to be your story. You can take simple steps so that you can live better, longer, and show up fully. Because at the end of the day, to me, that's wealth. That is wealth. And it's something that is really important to me. Okay, now I'm going to share um, one more bundle that is like my favorite bundle. So we talked about Vivix for inflammaging cellular health. We talked about liquid BioCell Life Plus collagen for structural building blocks. And now I want to talk about these little peptide wands that were the first skincare of Shackley that I switched to and fell in love with. These are known as our no tox wands. They have a patented technology that delivers results guaranteed. You're going to hear this a lot with Shackley, guaranteed to turn your skin age index back 10 years. There's Nobel Prize winning technology in these. It softens lines, wrinkles, dark spots, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So this is something that everyone can use. It has like a little ball on the top and you just pump the little peptides out. You roll it over your skin. This is the face and neck. And make sure you do this area too because you need to be doing all of it. And there's also one for your eyes. And I don't know about all of you, but it feels so good to take care of your skin inside and out. This is known as a lot of people use these to break up with Botox. I hate needles, so I've not put needles in my face, and I probably never will. But break up with Botox, you can use it to make your Botox work longer, or like me, it is an alternative to making your skin just beautiful and healthy. So these are awesome. I'm going to pass it to Brooke to finish it up, but thank you so much.
Well, I'm the same as you. I have all my original skin and all my original parts, and I'm 48, and I'm super proud of that. And I'm obsessed with not only the wands, but actually, our entire youth skincare line, I think, is phenomenal. But I want to take a moment to focus on building community. We talk a lot also about community and community marketing here, and I would be remiss if we did this call without talking about this. To be honest, I have been in wellness, like I said, for over 25 years. And what I saw in the fitness industry really translated when I moved into wellness and helping people with products that were proven to help them with their health outcomes. I saw that the individuals that came into the gym that took classes with their groups of friends always came and always stayed healthy and stayed active because they were working out in community. And so I brought that same philosophy into the wellness partnership that I have here at Shackley. And I believe that no one should ever start alone. And so my recommendation to you is even if you're not interested in a business side, you don't care about commissions or earning any income or getting your ROI, If you care about results, you will start with other people because we know that the proof is there. When you start with 3 friends and you all start a BioAge Reset or you all start a cellular stack, even my mom at 78, she's like, honey, you're going to call my sister Susan and you're going to call my sister Sharon, and they're going to get started with me. And then it's also turning into my other auntie. And so even in their 70s and 80s, they're starting this together. And guess what? They are all thriving. The same is true for you. And yes, you can make commission. Yes, you can get your ROI with just 3 people starting a BioAge Reset with you. But what I love most about this is you're not going to be alone on the journey, and you are going to have the accountability to help you stick with it. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever quit on yourself on anything. Yes, we are professional quitters. And the thing that we need to learn to do in life is to quit quitting. And it's so much easier when there are other people that are relying on us to also do it with them. It's like that positive peer pressure. So please, as you get your products ordered tonight, and as you start, I want you to be thinking about who else wants to feel better, who else is struggling with something, who else would like to have more energy, who else is in the same sort of phase of life, whether they're in their 30s raising babies and nursing babies like I was when I started supplementing, or whether they're in their 40s and perimenopause, or whether they're in their 70s and just retired as a CPA from their accounting firm. I want you to think about people that you know that also deserve to feel incredible and bring them along on the journey with you. Now, these are the bundles that we primarily focused on tonight. Of course, we have other bundles, but I believe in simplicity. And if you're going to start anywhere, I would say your absolute best choice is the BioAge Reset Stack. It's like the biohacking upgrade that's complete with everything. And Stacy did an incredible job highlighting that. If you need to start a little bit smaller, our basics would be your cellular reset stack, which is going to focus on the cellular health and the structural component. And then if you love a little bit of beauty and you love a little bit of that glow, you can start with the Radiant Renewal Bundle or the BioAge Reset Stack and add the wands on. I'm also showing you that we are a generous company because when you get started this month, if you're in the US market, you can add a canister of our creatine power blend on for free, or you can get the Energized Muscle Support Mix if you're in Canada. Or if you're like me and you love the wands, but you also love the youth skincare, you can get 15% off the youth line in Australia. I want to know in the chat what you're most interested in trying and or what you take, and share in the chat some of your favorite results from being on these products. Now, here are the ways to join. Number 1, you can be retail, but we're just going to put an X through that because that's silly. We don't want to pay full price for products. So I'm going to move right to the middle. Most people start as a preferred customer or member. We call it being a member here. When you are a member, all you have to do is spend $50 on your first order, and you'll never pay a membership fee. You also will get free shipping on orders of $150 or more, and you'll get 15% off your products. If you are interested in starting your own little wellness community, bringing a couple people along like my mom did at 78, you can become a brand ambassador and you can get your entire ROI back with just 3 customers. You're also going to get those discounts on products, but that discount can increase as you share with more people. You're going to earn loyalty points just like you can as a preferred customer, and you can also earn commissions. Either way you start, simply start. Imagine 6 months from now, because that's really what I want you to picture. Imagine waking up feeling incredible, springing out of bed, not having that aching in your feet or that throbbing in your head like I used to. Imagine having a workout like my customer that messaged me today that's had chronic constipation and always got sore after her workouts, and her saying, well, I guess 2 weeks in, like, apparently this stuff works. She had a hard workout yesterday and she woke up this morning and she's not sore and she's going to the bathroom regularly. She also happens to be taking Good Gut and Go, which I highly recommend. But imagine having more confidence, brighter skin, looking better, having better workouts, having more options, or perhaps some more finances if you decide to join us. But just imagine how much your life could change in 6 months. But I know this, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And in life, you're either on the up curve or the down curve. There is no steady state. There is no maintaining your health. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Which one do you choose? Drop it in the chat. My guess is you came here because you want to feel better. And so we want to help you with that. We have something fun coming up in September. You're going to see a lot more details coming out over this next week. We want to guide you through starting your BioAge or your cellular reset stack or your radiant renewal bundle, whatever you choose, in a 14-day guided wellness challenge. We are going to have lots of different experts. Who here loves Stacy tonight? And you're like, I want to learn more from her. And who wants to hear the real life stories from people like Tracy and other incredible people sharing their stories? Well, we're going to have lots of education, lots of inspiration. We're going to have some laughter in there, some biohacking tips. We're going to give away some great prizes. We're going to teach you how to combine simple, healthy lifestyle hacks with these products to 10x your results. If that sounds good to you, put a yes in the chat. We don't just want to sell you products, we want to give you a total upgrade in your life. So here's your next steps. Number one, choose what you're going to start with. Don't think about it. Don't delay. Don't put it off another week or another month or another year, because when you do, again, you're either on the up curve or the down curve, and we want you going up. So get connected with the person that invited you tonight, get your pack ordered, and get ready to feel amazing. The second thing I want to invite you to do is invite a few friends to do this with you. True wellness is a community sport, and you will get the results that you want when you do it in community because you will not quit on yourself. And number three, while you're waiting for your products to come, start taking a walk, start drinking your water, start eating more protein in the morning. Don't wait for September 8th because nothing magical happens on September 8th. The magic happens when you decide when you decide you are worthy of investing in, when you are worthy of taking care of yourself, and when you are worthy of a better quality of life. We're so grateful that you spent the night with us tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this event. We will see you inside of the community and inside of the challenge. Thank you, Stacy and Tracy. Have a great night, everyone.